We can't.
Hi, and good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are in the world where you're watching this wonderful podcast. It's called Digital Office at Home. And the reason why we call it that is because your home is wherever you want to be. You could be in a motorhome, you could be in Paris, you could be in Spain, you could be in the United States, you could be in your sister's house. It doesn't matter. Wherever you're calling home right now, we want you here with us. And today we've decided that we're here for you. Why? Well, we're about to find out. Why is it that we're showing up here for you today? So welcome everybody. I'm Marian LaSalle, my co-host Gail Kendig. Hi, Gail. And our special guest, Chris Severs. Hi, Chris.
Hi,
Hi.
Chris. Good morning,
Hi.
everybody.
As you can tell, I'm excited. I was telling Chris before we got on today, you know, a lot of people think of Monday mornings as, oh no, Monday. And I think of Monday as, oh my gosh, you know, what am I going to get myself into today? What is on my schedule? Who am I going to see? All the cool things that are going to happen to me.
You're
And
right.
that's just the way it goes for me, because I did leave the type of business or the type of work that I didn't care about, or that I was only doing for money, right?
Mhm.
So now we're here, the three of us, we've decided we're here for you because we're doing what we want to do, help you. And it helps us, and we're not like saints or anything. Right? We're here to help ourselves as well. And this is what's feeding me right now. So I'm going to turn it over to Gail. I know that she has some fantastic questions for Chris. But before I do, let me just tell you one more thing. And that is, you can watch us anywhere you want. So how about YouTube or Facebook? You could listen to us while you're in the car by all the podcast apps. You know, you could stick a little thing in your ear, or drive down the road with these new modern cars that have the speakers all ready to go. You could listen to us or you could watch us. And I think watching us is the most fun. Anyway, all right, I digress. Here we
Bring
go.
out the child in you.
Here you go, Gail.
Well, it's true. Podcasts, I love the idea of podcasts. And I remember when I was driving to work, and good morning, Chris. Um,
Morning.
I loved my commute. I think I was the only one that loved traffic. It was bumper to bumper, and I listened to Focus on the
Ah,
Family. And
Mm.
I didn't have kids. I didn't have a family, but I really loved the show because I was learning about humans, and I love humans. My husband calls me a people lover. And I'm like, I am. So, but anyway, I love the idea that you can be driving and be, I call it car college. I called it car college, and I was getting a lot of education. So I love podcasts. So, Chris, you are here. We are
Yes.
very much like-minded. I know that.
Yes.
We love helping people. I was destined with a purpose to help people. I
Mhm.
think I've been coaching myself since 8th grade, helping people with their family troubles, their siblings, their parents, whatever. People would come to me and ask for, help. Um, so tell us about your business and what you like to focus on. Like, what is your main focus?
Well, my business is transformational life coaching, and I focus on whatever your dream is.
Perfect.
We all have had a dream or have a dream. If you're like me, some of us had a dream, but we had to suppress it and
Yeah.
kind of put it in the back corners of our mind because our family culture, our religion culture told us it wasn't appropriate. If you want something,
Right.
work harder, don't
Right.
daydream.
Yeah.
So
You had to get a job. You
you
had to get
have to get
a
a
job.
job, you work
Yeah.
hard, if you want more, you work harder to get more.
Mhm.
I found these principles that I now teach from the Brief Thinking Institute, and I help people get in touch with that dream.
Mhm. Mhm.
What would I love in my life? How would I love my life to look like? And that's what I help people with. I help people get in touch with that. And then we set plan in place on how to start attracting that life.
Yeah.
We can't get to our dream. We have to come from our dream.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's already within us.
Yeah. We just have to
We
wake it up.
just have to put it on
Mhm.
and live from that dream every day.
Yeah.
So when you wake up of a morning, if you want to be a pilot and you're not a pilot, you get up of a morning, how does a pilot get up? What does he do? How does he prepare for his day?
Or she.
He or she. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you,
I'm like,
Marian.
wait a
I caught
minute.
myself. It's like, wait a minute, there's lady pilots.
I love the
How do
analogy
they?
of that one, Chris. I love the analogy. Let me just tell you, there's a story about, first of all, I worked for JetBlue Airways when it first opened. It was like 3 months it had started, and then I worked for them. It does a long story, but anyway, I have done recruiting for them, opening the other cities. But one of my really good friends, Peter, he was a pilot. He became a captain, right?
Mhm,
And he had a post on Facebook, and it had a picture of him in the cockpit, which is awesome. I mean, I
mhm.
don't know if you've ever been in a cockpit of an airplane, even the
Yep.
big ones, right? So you just like it's like it just gives you goosebumps. You just see you're like I had a little boy once ask me, are we close to heaven or God? I'm like, oh my God, they're so cute. So, but Peter's in the window on this Facebook post, and it's his face looking out at the sky. And he said, I had a teacher a long time ago. She used to yell at me all the time for looking out the window. And she would say, nobody's going to pay you for dreaming out in the clouds. And but you got his picture there. And it was so awesome. I'm like, it's so true because when you're
Mhm.
younger, nobody cares about your dreams. Like you can,
Right.
and then like you said, it just, you have to make money, you got all these rules, regulations, and your
Mhm.
dreams go out the window. So
Yeah.
I just love that. I really do.
Hey, I've
And
got one quick story about this. So there's this man I know who wanted to be a pilot, and for some reason his pilot days dwindled because of some health problems. But
Mhm.
he wanted to be a pilot, and he wanted to be in that airplane so badly that he bought one and he turned it into his house.
oh
He
man,
Mhm.
bought
that's
a
cool.
plane and turned it
Oh, that's
into his
cool.
house.
Isn't that awesome?
Wow, that's really cool. I love that idea.
I'm gonna see if I
And
can find some
our
pictures of
dream,
that.
we have these dreams and we have specifics. And, the universe likes specific. But
Yes.
sometimes
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
so glued to that specific way of being that we can't see the other options.
Yeah.
Like the man, he couldn't actually fly the plane, but he bought it and made a home out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is all kinds of options that we at this surface level can't think about, that we have to open ourselves up to more awareness of whatever else might be available.
I like
And
that
that's what
thing where
I
you
love.
have a problem and you can't solve the problem because you're in the problem. You have to,
Mhm.
so same thing, right? If you want to be happy or you want to change your life, you've got to come outside of whatever that
Exactly.
is you're stuck in.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
see it. Thank you, Chris.
Different way of thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it was an audiobook that I was listening to at the gym this morning. And the analogy he was talking about is these drug um, addicts. They they go into a clinic and they get sober, but when they come out, they go back to the same house, the same neighborhood, the same set of people where the problem started. And 90%
The change.
of them start back and reoffend and become addicted again to
Ooh,
drugs.
that makes sense.
So my mentor says the problem, you have to remove yourself from the problem, and then you can start coming up with solutions. And you get help by that. you have mentors, you have coaches, you have, doctors, therapists, you get help, but then you also come out of that help and you get a support system in
Mhm.
place, different friends, better friends, supportive friends. You know, you have to have, we're not meant to be alone and do this whole journey alone.
Right.
So
Community.
having a good network of friends and support group is essential for success.
Yeah, I agree totally. Community.
Mhm.
Yes.
So how do you
That's
get rid of your old yucky friends?
You know,
No, no, those are our best friends, really. The ones that we have trouble with, those are the ones that help fine tune us. Like if we didn't have
mhm.
those people, you always have to, I'm constantly measuring myself against the fruit of the spirit, which is in, it's a scripture, Galatians 22. And it's the character of God or character of Jesus, you know, so what do we have? We have the love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. There's 9 spirits. One is self-control. I try to ignore that one. No, just kidding. That's my worst one. But I'm always measuring my activities, my thoughts and everything, like, I've got to really fine tune this. Am I sharpening my
Mhm.
saw? So yeah, I'm just saying. It's
The
hard because, you're always measuring
the
yourself.
Dalai Lama calls those friends sacred friends.
Yes, which is really
So
positive.
so good friends, he says, are easy to love. Sacred friends cause our heart to grow
Yes. Our
because we have to
minds and
find
our
more
hearts.
compassion,
Right.
more patience, more tolerance for them.
Yes. Yeah.
And, when you ask how do you get rid of them,
Well, you're the one
unless
that
they're
said,
actually,
we had to get better friends.
well, you get better friends, but the ones you have that are sacred friends, you can kind of give them a boundary. And, you kind of have to put them within a little box. And,
Right.
I can't let you in anymore.
I understand.
So,
Yeah. You have to tell them what's going on so they don't fight you with it.
oh yeah, for
And
sure.
maybe they'll start to change if they see that you are trying to improve, and maybe they won't, you can
If they're
never
willing
tell.
and, if they're willing and want to change, that is very true. I had a friend that had this situation, and the friend saw a change happening. What are you doing? How are you doing this?
Yeah.
And, what books are you reading? So they were curious and they did want to change. And over time, it took a bit, but they also changed. And it was, but yes, you're right. If they see a change and are curious and willing, they too will want to know what and how.
Well, it makes sense that the name of your company is Dreams in Bloom, because that's what I see in you all the time. Every time I talk to you, it's about helping people and yourself and your family and your
Mhm.
friends. It's about helping them take their dreams and growing them, and keeping the bloom alive. You have to feed that in order to get it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like my plants. I need to feed them
I was just
because
going to say, just like the plants, if you feed them, they're going to grow and
right,
they're going to bloom and
right,
flourish.
instead of turning yellow and dying on me, darn it. I have a snake plant that really needs somebody else to take care of. I apparently can't do it, but
We
anyway, I
are all
love
the same. It's just like that, Marian. You're right. We are all seeds. We came from a
Mhm,
seed. And and no matter
all
what
of
it is, it
any
started
of
as
it.
a seed. The acorn
mhm.
and the oak tree,
Oak tree,
That's right.
right?
Yeah,
that's why I wear the tree of life.
that's right. Well, I'd like to talk a little bit more about how we're all personally making these changes happen, because I see it. I see it in Chris. I see it in you, Gail. I see it in me. I see it in the groups that we're in. So
Mhm.
Gail and I are currently, and I know Chris, you're trying to make room for a mastermind. And I
Mhm,
see that if you're not ready to start growing, you'll find other things to do. I have found that. Have you guys noticed that? If you
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
family, friends, okay, they'll find other things to do. They're not quite ready, and we can't blame them for that. They
Well,
can come back when they're ready or not, you know,
right.
right?
And,
And
and I will tell you the reason being is, and this happened to me early on when I started my coaching, it's called a paradigm, a limiting belief. And when you make a commitment, when you step up and say, okay, here's what I'm going to do, anything unlike that is going to rear its head.
Yeah.
And the reason being, it needs reprogramming,
Mm-hmm.
repatterning. So that limiting belief is like, oh, wait, you can't do that because that limiting belief is scared for its life.
I'm
So
trying, help me, stop it.
exactly, what's going to happen to me?
You talk about my fat now, right? It doesn't.
Stop. Oh, my liver.
It doesn't want to die, so
This is a motivational podcast.
that's what I'm saying, you know, it's things and people and fat cells don't want to die, so they, you know, yeah.
They want to hang
Whew.
on.
They want to hang on,
They want to
yeah.
Well,
hang
I
on.
think that the thing that we're all talking about is purpose. They need to get identified with their purpose because they all started with a purpose. And once you really identify your purpose, you are like a horse with blinders on. When you go into a bookstore, you go right for the right books. You know, when you go into a grocery store and your purpose is to get healthy, you stay purpose, you're on purpose. So all the distractions, they kind of, if you really, really are on your purpose and in your right purpose mode, you will know it's a distraction, but you will block it and you'll say, no, it's not my purpose. It's not in alignment with what I'm doing, what my goal is, blah, blah, blah. So that's a good measurement,
Mhm.
Yes.
And for those that do that, and maybe they're weak one day and they go in and the cookies are right there.
Right.
They pick up one just out of habit.
Yes,
They
right.
take it home
That's
and they
right.
start eating those cookies. Oh my God,
What are we
I'm
Oh my
not
doing
supposed to be
God.
having these.
Right,
Should
right.
I throw it
Well,
away?
you
But it's
don't,
good money, you know? Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Exactly. You don't start beating yourself up just because you bought and had the cookies.
right,
It's like, oh, I see. I wasn't on my game. I wasn't
right.
focused today. So
Exactly.
you recognize it. It's like, okay, Chris, you fell off the wagon there. That's okay. You
Yeah.
give yourself grace and don't beat yourself up.
And finish the
I
cookies. Just
and
don't
go
buy
ahead
them
and
back.
finish and enjoy them. You bought
Just
them.
don't
Don't
buy them
waste them.
anymore. Now,
Exactly.
now the acronym for focus I love is follow one course until successful.
I love that. I've
Yeah,
not heard that one.
follow one course until
I've got them.
successful. I love that. Just mark that down. Um, because
Well,
that is what we are doing. Follow one course.
Mhm.
well, I love the challenges that are coming up right now. I'm in an online yoga, stretching, meditational type of online thing. I
Mhm.
don't even know what you call it. And then I'm also in the Trinity Challenge with the company one of the companies we represent. And both of them are starting now because they say, look, come January 1st, you're going to wish you would have started earlier,
Mhm.
type of thing. I just love the fact that we're
Yeah.
talking about this now, right in the middle
Mhm.
of, well, it's kind of like the end of summer.
End of summer. Yeah.
Here
Last quarter of the year.
in Texas, it's not, we're like in the middle, we're not at the end, believe me.
Right. We've still got a couple more months of summer here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I wish. It's dark out today. It'll probably snow, next week.
Oh
Oh wow.
dear. That's right. You're in New York, upstate New
Yeah.
York. We're
Yeah.
in the South, and the temperatures are definitely different. I was talking to my daughter yesterday. It was her birthday, her 40th birthday.
Oh,
Oh, how cool.
40. Can you believe my daughter's
40,
40? Oh my
40.
goodness.
Sweet.
Anyway, she was saying, oh, Mom, you're really missing the great weather now. It's like between 72 and 79 every day. We
Gorgeous.
don't
Yeah.
even need the air
Wow.
conditioner. And I'm like, oh, I need to
It's
take a trip.
gorgeous. And it's fresh, the green tree,
Mhm.
it's
Yes.
just fresh outside and crisp and nice.
I
Yeah.
like that smell and that feel in the air when it's
Yeah.
turn,
It
yeah.
doesn't last long, but
Yeah. So I'm grateful that we're starting these
challenges.
challenges, whatever they are. And if you don't have a challenge to start, please hook in with us. We
Join
would
us.
be happy to help you get started. And I know, Chris, you have things going on that you could help people with. There's a lot of choices.
Yes.
And if you choose the right choice, you're going to feel good about yourself. And if you choose the wrong choice, you'll probably think, oh, maybe
Coulda,
I'll
woulda,
start the
coulda.
good choice tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Don't
Yeah, if you
shortchange
find you made
yourself.
a poor choice or a not so empowering choice, recognize it and say, okay, I'll make
Recognize it.
a better one tomorrow.
You know, I like your stance there, Chris. You know what? It's all right if you made the wrong choice, but tomorrow you can come back and make the right choice. That's
I
good. I
know,
like
Chris,
that.
you
We're
have such
still
a
human.
gentle,
We're
yes,
still human.
you have a gentle nature, and I love your heart and soul comes through your face, and
Oh,
you're
thank you.
genuine, such a genuine, loving person, I can tell. So, just no matter what your day goes, whether it's good or bad, just know that you have to be consistent, because you will
Mhm.
always be successful, because you're serving other people with your heart and your soul. So don't
Thank
matter
you.
what you're doing, if your day's bad or good, just keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
I can tell that you really love it and you love people.
I
And
do.
hope
You
that,
know, I was talking to a client just last week, and it was, she was having a really bad week. I mean, really, really bad, going through a breakup that was
Ooh, that
surprising,
hurts. Ouch.
and it was, and there was just a lot of stuff going on. But when I talked to her later, she's like, the conversation just helped to get it out, and I
yes,
just needed to verbalize
yeah.
it.
And she
And
had
we
people.
do,
Yeah,
and that's we're gonna have those bad days. So just let yourself have it. Just don't pinch a tent there
right,
and
right,
camp out. Don't
right,
invite people to dinner there.
right,
Speaking of
right.
Let's move
speaking of
on.
clients, Chris, tell us who your favorite type of person it is to work with. Do you work with corporations and mass amounts of people or individuals? Tell us a little bit about your business.
We have a saying, right fit client. Who's your right fit
The
client?
right fit client is someone that is perhaps come to their end of their rope or are keep sliding down that rope, and they're not they know they're not where they want to be,
Hmm.
and it's coming to a point. It's either I've got to do something else or something bad's going to happen, and we don't want something bad to happen. So I want to help those people that are at the end of their rope. They're perhaps corporate employees that are burned out. They feel they have no purpose. They just are on autopilot, that they're just dragging. They hate their job. They hate getting up. Monday mornings, like Mary was saying earlier, they are not a Monday morning person.
Yeah,
That used to be me. That used to be me. So I know that feeling. So I want to help those people because there is more to life than the 9 to 5 job and that, daily grind at the corporate office. Granted, we all have to have jobs, and corporations do supply good jobs. So I'm not saying everybody has to leave their corporate job, but we have to find purpose.
you're right,
And I
right.
help people get back into that, finding the value that they give to somebody or some corporation
Yeah,
or themselves. So my ideal client is anyone that wants to improve themselves and committed to taking the steps necessary to improve themselves.
yeah,
It's one thing to take a class, a course, a therapy session or whatever. We can go through those motions and get that information. But if we don't put that information to practice,
mm-hmm.
we're just throwing money away,
Spinning your
and we're
wheel.
just kidding ourselves.
Yeah.
I have
My
another question for you, Chris, because I really
Yeah.
want people to understand if they're right for you.
Mhm.
So I was working with another client doing her website, and she said, Marian, I'm really I'm having trouble here with people. They need a therapist. They don't need me. So my question to you is, how do you decide? Do you have like a free session where you talk to them and decide, they're the right fit? Or do they just they pay and then you reimburse them if it's not right? How do you go about getting new clients that are just right for you and just right for them?
I number one, if they have not attended one of my workshops, I, and even if they have, I give everyone an hour, what I call a strategy session. It's a visioning session. Let's see what you wanting out of life, and let me show you how I can help you. And let's see if we're a fit. So right off, we're going to know whether you resonate with me and whether I resonate with you. Because I'm going to be able to tell pretty quickly how willing you are to start changing or
Yes,
willing to change.
Mm.
yes.
And if you're not willing to change, don't waste your money on me. You're not going to be happy, and I'm going to get frustrating because I'm going to see no results for you because I'm all about seeing your results. It's not about me. My mentor has a beautiful analogy for this. It's like our clients don't want us. They want their results.
You
Yeah,
know it.
It's like you want to get to
right.
New York City from LA. It don't You don't really want American Airlines, but you want what American Airlines provides for you.
Right.
They get you from point A to point B. That is me. I'm your American Airlines. I will
Well,
get you
yeah,
from point A to point B. So you just have to know, I mean, just like all the airlines, some people like Delta, some people like American, some people like United, some people like JetBlue, some people like, Spirit. Not everybody's going to like me. Not everybody's going to resonate with me. So we've got to have the connection for both of us to have a win-win. And so that's what I love about my strategy sessions. It's You get to feel me and my vibe and how I help, and I get to sense what you're wanting out of life and how willing you are to step into that.
yeah, they don't want you, they want your gifts.
Exactly.
They want the gifts that you came with that you're supposed to be because
Mhm.
they have their own problems and issues. And if your gift can help them, then that's what they want to hear. They just
Right.
want
Right.
Yeah. Well, take us home, Gail.
to. Are we done already?
I know it slips by
Oh
so
my
fast.
gosh.
I know
Wow.
we could just talk forever, but okay, so we are going to also, Chris, have all of your information in our description too and
Okay.
everything. But I think for all of us, I mean, we can help people with business, with their spiritual issues, problems, with their weight, with having challenges, with community. Like we have
Mhm.
everything that anybody could want in life. If you have an idea for a business, we can help you. I mean,
Mhm.
just come one, come all. We just, Marion's fantastic. Uh, Everyone, like I said, we all have our gifts. So when we have a panel of 12 or more people that can help you with your life in any way you need it, they're here for you. So this is
Right.
really exciting to be a part of our community. And Chris, I guess you certainly, I heard that you just joined us as a
Yeah.
community. I mean, I know I've met you before, but I love that we have you on this podcast because this is going to be going to many places, and I hope that you will
Yeah.
share your link to all of your social media.
For
But
sure.
yeah, I mean, just look at the information where you can connect with us, and we just love helping people, and we can.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be 70 years old like any minute, and we're not like 20. We've
Right.
lived life, so we can definitely get you on the right path so you don't waste so many years with a lot of self-help books that are selling like hotcakes because people are looking for answers. We
For
can get them
sure.
quicker for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's all I have. That's what I got.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Gail, for showing up. It is always a pleasure. And we'll see you again next week. We're here every week. Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay.